going to do a quick little intro because I don't think I filmed one for this video. In today's video, we are going to be seeing how many skeins of yarn I used in the month of September. It is October 3rd now, so I was able to count these bad boys up and give you a grand total. If you want to take a guess as to how many I have in my hands right now, feel free to leave that down below in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, let's go back in time to September 1st, or whatever day I started filming this video, because I think it was not the 1st. Hi guys, so it is currently September 3rd. I finished up 2 skeins of yarn yesterday. Premier Basic Chenille Brights in the color Cotton Candy, and 1 Woolies Thick and Quick in the color Marble. So I got 2 labels to add to the Stash Bust September. Wasn't that the thing last year? Everybody did Stash Bust September last year. That's what I'm trying to do this year. I did it last year, but I kind of failed at it last year. We're gonna succeed at it this year. I do need to do one check-in with you. This skein is almost gone, but I don't have the label anymore. So this one will be added to a checklist instead of having a label for it. Or not a checklist, but like a list. I'll keep track of it. Hello! It is currently September 6th, 9:30 a.m. Have not done much today. However, I do need to catch you up on the past few days. I don't remember if I ever checked in on September 3rd. So for September 3rd, I finished up that small little scrap of blue that I didn't have the label for. And then I finished up a skein of Big Twist Electric Pink. And then I don't think I filmed for this video since then, because it's been a week. Anyway, so after that, on September 4th, I barely crocheted on September 4th because I had to work all day, and then I had my best friend's birthday party afterwards. So not much crocheting got done that day. However, so I did finish 1 skein of Woolies Thick and Quick in the color River Run, working on Christmas presents, because I've been working on Christmas presents for like an hour before I go to bed every night, kind of as like a wind down, not plushies, like not actual work, just working on Christmas presents. And then in the same boat, yesterday, the 5th, I finished 1 skein of Woolies Thick and Quick in the color Marble. That is where we are at as of right now. Today I have the day off of work, so I'm hoping, I don't want to jinx myself, but hopefully we can get some yarn finished up. I would also like to work on getting some tiny turtles, they're not tiny, small turtles put together, which puts these 2 in the running for possibly getting finished. This is just Bernat Blanket White. It's not the baby blanket, it's like Bernat Blanket. Same thing, different label. So that one is in the running for getting finished, along with this skein of Bernat Mystical in the color Fresh Green. So this one may also be finished. Hi guys. So I'm pretty sure where I left off with you was on September 6th, the morning of September 6th. That day I was able to finish up a Baby Bee Sweet Delights Chunky in the color Teddy Bear Cuddles to make up, I was making pumpkins. You would have already seen this video, but I was making pumpkins. This was the color that it was. And I started some scrap pumpkins to finish that color up. And then I also finished up 2 skeins of the Loops and Threads Charisma in the color Pumpkin. So this was the scrap that was left after making 4 pumpkins with it. And then I finished up the scrap with this scrappy pumpkin. So I finished those 3 on the 6th. And then I worked on the scarf. I finished up this skein of woolies in the color River Run for a scarf. Then on the 7th, so yesterday, I finished this skein of woolies Thick and Quick in the color Sea Glass. I made 1 small pumpkin out of it, and then this was the rest of it. And I think I'm gonna buy 1 more skein of it so that I can make a couple more pumpkins, because I'm gonna show you this side because it doesn't have the bobbles, so you can kind of see it on camera better. But I love the way that this skein just works up. It's like, it's white and blue and gray, and it is so pretty. Anyway, so those are the skeins of yarn that I have finished since the last time I talked to you. It is currently Monday, September 8th. I have been working on pumpkins today. Have not finished up any yarn yet. However, I did just finish a large pumpkin out of this color of I Love This Chunky. This is Heathered Brown. This is looking very promising to finish. This color of I Love This Chunky Still Waters is looking very promising to finish. And this skein of Tender Touch is looking very promising to finish. I am thinking I'm going to work some pumpkins in those 3 colors and then kind of go from there. This is how the stack is currently looking. Oh, hi guys. Okay, it's been a few days since I've checked in with you. However, I have used up 6 skeins of yarn since the last time I checked in. It is currently September 10th. So yeah, let's go through what I used. Finishing up pumpkins. Yeah, I used all of this making pumpkins. So first up, we had on September 8th, I used up the skein of I Love This Chunky in the color Heathered Brown. This is the rest of that one. Did not finish the pumpkin, but finished the skein. And then I used up Tender Touch, Yarn Bee Tender Touch in the color Copper. That is also this one right here. So that is completely used. And I also used up Yarn Bee Tender Touch in the color Olive. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but this is a half green, half orange pumpkin. And that pumpkin is the one that used up most of the rest of this one, besides, you know, these 7 bobble stitches and the rest of the olive. Okay, moving on to yesterday. I used up a skein of Big Twist Plush in the color Terracotta Variegated. I want to say I finished it up with this pumpkin, and then the rest of it I threw into my scrap blanket ball. I have like a ball of blanket yarns tied together that I work into a scrap blanket, but once it gets added into that ball, it is considered used up in my brain. If you don't want to go with that, that's fine, but this is my yarn stash. So, and then on the 9th, I also used up a skein of Wool Ease in the color Carousel. That one got to, I got 2 small pumpkins and then this start of a medium pumpkin out of that one. So that is where we are at there. And then this morning, so September 10th, I finished up another skein of I Love This Chunky in the color Sand Frost. That one, I, made pumpkins in that color, and then this was the rest of the skein. So yeah, this scrap pumpkin is almost done, but these are my scrap pumpkins. Those aren't done, but the yarn's used up. And we have 6 more to add to the pile. I was hoping to be a little bit further than this as of September 10th, but this is not bad numbers. The goal for today is going to be to use up 3 skeins of yarn, and I will be very happy going into tomorrow. So I will check in with you at some point. Okay, hello. If you saw my unboxing, you would notice that we still have the really shitty angle. You're still sitting on my cups. You're literally on one cup, leaned up against another cup. I just don't feel like getting my tripod out right now. But anyway, I wanted to do a quick little yarn roundup to see how many skeins I've used up in the past, 3 days? 3 days. 4 days? 3 days? Whatever. Anyway, September 10th, we used up Burlap Blanket, Ivy Tweed. We used up Burlap Blanket, Orange Leaf. We used up Big Twist Plush, Strawberry Sherbet. I always thought it was Strawberry Shortcake. Wow. Okay, that just blew my mind. Oh, and we did hit my goal of 4 on that day. I'm pretty sure that was the day that I wanted to get through 4, and I did. And we used up, I love this chunky, in the color Sand Frost. And then, on the 11th, I did not have to go to my actual job. I had to go to a workshop for my new job. So, I used up 2 skeins of Lion Brand Woolies. One in the color Marble and one in the color Starlight. And then I used up 1 skein of Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth in the color Pumpkin. Oh no, that was the 12th. Okay, so on the 11th, we only used up the 2 skeins of Woolies. On the 12th, yesterday, we used up the Velvety Smooth. And then we used up 2 skeins of Burlap Blanket, one in the color Sandy Tweed and the other one in white. That is where we are at. That was 9 skeins in 3 days. Which is, you know, about where I want to be. It's already like 2:30 and I haven't crocheted anything. But I would like to crochet some pink pumpkins and some of... I want to use up these 2 skeins of yarn. This one does not have a label shoved inside of it. So it's burlap frosting. But I want to use up these 2 skeins of yarn today. I also want to start making hats. That means that I have to go yarn shopping at my parents' house again. So, I don't know. We'll check in a few days and we'll see what I did. There's a good chance that these 2 skeins will no longer be skeins though. So, I will catch you on the flip side. Hi guys. It has been a while since I have recorded anything for this video. It is currently October 3rd. Anyway, I have all of the skein labels that I didn't go over with you. The oldest one I am seeing is 9/19. So, on the 19th, I used up 1 skein of Loops and Threads Impeccable, and then a skein of Zing Dot, Burlap Blanket Zing Dot, and Burlap Blanket Pretty Girl. These 2, okay, it's coming back to me. Okay, so for Zing Dot, I made the bottom part of a shark, the top part of a stingray, and I finished a turtle shell. And then for Pretty Girl, I made the top part of a shark and the top part of a whale. Both of these patterns are all from Jade. That is what I used for those ones. And then for the Loops and Threads Impeccable, I made a child size beanie. All the beanies that I made are either Brianna K Designs or MJ Off the Hook. So I made a beanie out of the Loops and Threads Impeccable. I also had enough left over to make almost 2 full granny squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rounds each to make a little pouch out of. So that was that skein. Next up, I have September 21st. I made same pattern, bigger size beanie. Didn't finish it. It's fine. And I had enough left over to make a brim for a second beanie and start 2 granny squares for some granny square pouches. So that is what I made out of this skein. This is, I love this yarn, Black Marble. And I finished it on September 21st. Next up, I have September 22nd. Look at me go. I finished up a skein of Burlap blanket, Bernat baby blanket in the color Jelly Bean. But I got this far through a Drift the Octopus. And I do have another skein of this now from the last time I was in Canada that I'll be able to finish him up with. But I finished the skein. That was the agenda. And then, same day, the 22nd, I used a Soft and Sleek Baby Low Pill Fiber Gimme Sugar. Ooh. You know what? I made a baby beanie out of this. I definitely made a baby beanie out of this, and it's definitely already in my market stock. But I did use the skein. Here's the label. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Actually, I made a baby and a newborn. Next up, we have the 23rd. So September 23rd, I used up a skein of Smooth Sailing Bernat blanket. This is the colorway. This was the, I started a whale or a shark to completely use it up. I have more of this as well. But I made a Drift Octopus out of it, and it is also already at my parents' because I didn't think about the fact that I still had to film this video when I took them home. Sorry, I store my market stock at my parents', so that's where everything is. But we finished up that skein. And then I finished up a skein of Red, White, and Boom Bernat Blanket Brights. Red, White, and Boom. Oh my god, who would have ever guessed? I made, can you guess what I made? Stingray, shark, whale. I have one more skein of this too. Drift the Octopus. Are you seeing a theme of what I've been making recently? And then I stopped crocheting for a couple days. Oh, I'm just kidding. I didn't. I was just working on hats. I don't even know what I was doing, honestly. But then I finished up a skein of I Love This Yarn in the color Green Turquoise Red. Very creative. And out of that, I made another, is this inside out? I made another beanie, 2 granny square pouches. And these finished the skein. So, that is what we got made there. Next up, on the 28th, okay, my best friend got married on the 27th. But on the 28th, I used up 2 more skeins of Baby Bee Soft Sleek Baby Low Pill Fiber in the colors Sandcastle Sea Breeze and Gray Marled. And I made, so I'm pretty sure these are either baby or child. But then this one is newborn. So yeah, got 3 hats made out of that. And be 100% honest with you, I know I finished this skein of yarn this month. I don't know where the label's at. So that's interesting. And last but certainly not least, on the 29th, I used up a skein of Sunset by Bernat Baby Blanket. I made a Drift the Octopus, and I finished a turtle, and I took them to my parents' house. I am gonna do some counting in my, I'm gonna do some counting of all of these yarn skeins, and I will come back to you with the grand total. Okay, so if you have not done so yet, please put your guesses in the comments as to how many skeins of yarn you think I used in September. Speak now or forever hold your peace. So starting off with the least amount, I used 3 skeins of Premier Basic Chenille. And then, also 3, I used 3 skeins with no labels, which were 1 skein of Big Twist Plush and 2 skeins of Bernat Blanket. So, moving on to the next lowest, I have 7 skeins of various 4-weight acrylic yarns. 1 being Loops and Threads, 3 being the Baby Bee, and 3 being, I love this yarn. Okay, actually, I'm just picking at random. I used up 4 skeins of Big Twist Plush, plus 1 that didn't have a label. Electric Pink, Strawberry Sherbet, Variegated Pastel, and Terracotta Variegated. Tying for second place, I used 8 skeins of various wool and acrylic blend, or just all acrylic 5-weight yarns. So I have 2 Loops and Threads Charisma, 1 Baby Bee Sweet Delight Chunky, 2 Yarn Bee Tender Touch, 2 I Love This Chunky, and then 1 Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth. So I guess this is just a random, but whatever. That is that one. And then I also used 8 skeins of Lion Brand Woolies. As a shock to nobody, I used 10 plus 2 more that didn't have skein labels. Skeins of Bernat Blanket variants. So there is Baby Blanket, regular, and Brights in here, but it counts all as one because it's all the same. Okay, so on the 1st of September, I used 0 skeins of yarn. On the 2nd of September, I used 2 skeins of yarn. On the 3rd of September, I used 1 skein of yarn. On the 4th, 1. On the 5th, 1. On the 6th, 4. Pulling in the numbers on the 6th. On the 7th, 1. On the 8th, got 3. On the 9th, we have 2 skeins of yarn. On the 10th, 4. On the 11th, 2. On the 12th, 3. On the 15th, so on the 13th and the 14th, we used 0. And then on the 15th, we used 1. And then on the 16th, we used 2. On the 17th, another 0. On the 18th, we got 1. On the 19th, we got 3. On the 20th, goose egg. On the 21st, we did 1. On the 22nd, we got 2. On the 23rd, we got 2. On the 24th and the 25th, goose egg. But on the 26th, we did 1. On the 27th, goose egg. On the 28th, we got 2. And on the 29th, we got 1. And on the 30th, goose egg. So, our days that were tied for first are the 6th with 4 skeins and the 10th with 3 skeins of plush yarn and 1 bulky 5-weight yarn. One more number to throw at you in total. Okay. In total, we have 43 labels and 3 that did not have labels, giving us 46 skeins of yarn used up in the month of September. I'm not mad. Don't get me wrong. I had a goal to use up at least 2 skeins of yarn every day, or like average it out to at least 2 skeins of yarn every day. So then I would have had 60, but I can't be mad about 46. Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button down below. If we hit 200 subscribers by Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, which is November 27th, I will be doing Vlogmas. I am currently at 96 subscribers. I am so close to 100, I could scream. So, please get me to that 100 mark. I would really appreciate it. Get me to 200 by November 27th, and I will do Vlogmas. Thank you all for watching. I need to go crochet so that October's numbers are better than this. I will see you all later. Bye.